So tonight, we're taking our bottom line south for a look at red, white, and the economic blues. Just how bad is it now? Well, let's look at what's happened to the Motor City, Detroit.
Simply put, as bad as the economy is in America today, it's worse in Detroit. How bad? As I would discover, worse than you can imagine. As the big three automakers slash jobs, unemployment has climbed to 22%. Once home to 2 million people, only 800,000 are left in Detroit.
That one's boarded up right there. This one coming up down here is wide open.
Those downward forces have combined to create one growth industry: foreclosures.
Here's a foreclosure right here. Here's a foreclosure right here.
Mike Shannon sells foreclosed homes in Detroit.
This neighborhood, look at, you can see the bushes. There's been a lot of, the people kept the houses up really nice. And it was rare that you'd ever see a house sell less than $100,000 in this neighborhood. And right now you can purchase homes in here for $5,000 or $10,000.
And as I learned, that isn't bad. Median home price in Detroit, less than $6,000 and sinking as foreclosures flood the market.
So after the sheriff tapes this notice to the door, they come back over and evict the people. Right. Everything they own in the house will be placed out at the curb, and in 24 hours, a truck will come and take it away, and it's gone.
How far can the market fall? Well, take a look. This is what happens to an economy in a prolonged death spiral. Homes are foreclosed, then abandoned. Then come the looters.
So countertops been taken.
Countertops been taken.
Anything of any value, whatever was in here.
Back door's gone, windows
Sink,
gone.
windows, gone.
Ceiling's completely collapsed.
Asking price for this fixer-upper? $900, though Mike tells me he'd let it go for $5.
And if it doesn't sell at $500, then it's going to go down to $499. It'll go down to $300, $250, $1.
You think it's possible that this house could sell for $1?
Yes. It's very possible.
And there are houses going for $1 in Detroit?
Yes. Hundreds.
Hundreds of houses?
Mm-hmm. And it would be similar to this.
I don't even know if it's a deal for $1.
Mike says out-of-state buyers are snapping up homes here in bulk, turning them into rental properties, keeping these neighborhoods on life support, waiting for the stimulus to stimulate. And if it doesn't, this happens. Neighborhoods die. A local journalist, Detroit blogger John, brought me here to show me what years of decline have done to Detroit.
Well, this used to be called Pole Town. It was the Polish enclave in Detroit. About 200,000 people here, and it was a working-class area of the city. The immigrants flooded this area to get auto jobs.
Today, this neighborhood, like much of Detroit, is empty. In fact, 120 square kilometers of the city are vacant, an abandoned area bigger than Vancouver. Not entirely empty, though, as we watched a car approach us, slowly. Turns out it was the police, with a warning.
A lot of crackheads are in the area, a lot of dope houses. Oh. So just have to keep an eye out for them.
Blogger John says Detroit, once the envy of America, now embodies everything that's wrong with it.
This is an area that has been hit with every urban ill you can think of. We've had white flight, you had a riot, deindustrialization, and as people left, the houses crumbled or burned, and what you see now is just a prairie, and into this, all the wildlife from up north has moved in, and so we have pheasants, we've had coyotes, we have raccoons, we have packs of wild dogs, but it's only 5 miles outside of downtown.
Then I heard of a little glimmer of good in the most unlikely place. Here under this debris, by an all but abandoned power plant, Jason Cousineau used his night vision camera to discover a beaver. The first one seen in Detroit in 75 years. It was front-page news here and across the U.S. Heck, even Regis and Kelly were talking about it.
For the first time in 75 years, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it.
I'm the beaver guy, I guess, so.
Jason couldn't believe it. It is, after all, just a beaver.
I think with the economy and all the other things going on in the nation and the world, I think, everybody likes a furry little creature and like good stories, like good things with the environment. I just think people needed it.
Detroit needed it, something to change the subject from death to life, and a reminder that with time and hard work, comebacks are possible. Mark Kelly, CBC News, Detroit.
Mark joins us now. You know, I don't know what to say. I'm a little stuck like you were in the house of what to say. What are the lessons here for other American cities that are going through tough times right now?
Well, I think, Peter, that there's no doubt about it that Detroit has been at the front of this recession, as we've seen that this decay has been really going on for decades now, and it's been accelerated by the recession. But I think for other cities that are watching what Detroit's going through, that they can pick up on a few things that are going on there. First of all, this idea that hard times are only fleeting or temporary. I think Detroit's shown that they can last a long time. But secondly, too, I think it's the idea that it can be liberating. In a way, I think for city planners and urban planners in Detroit, it's given them the ability right now to disassociate themselves with the past and start coming up with a new vision for the future. I mean, people in Detroit right now are talking about a green economy. This is an idea that would have been dismissed and laughed at years ago. It's now being taken seriously, and that's what people are talking about today in Detroit.
Got to leave it at that. Thanks, Mark. Mark Kelly.